You are at video lesson 1B, okay? And this could either be the first or second one that you're watching. I don't know which order you went in. It doesn't really matter which order you go in. But for this one, we are looking at what is the equation of the line. This is goal number 2 of today, which is to be able to identify the equation of the line by only looking at a graph, okay? So this first one, you can just put your pencil down and just watch. It is not on your paper. Okay, and we can just kind of work through this together. All right, so first thing we want to find is our slope. And we've done this before, okay? Again, we're just doing a lot of putting together here. We need to find the slope between that point and that point. We can do this by counting our rise and our run. So as far as a rise, I always move left to right. In this case, my rise is down 3. Okay. And then what is my run? I go over 1, 2, and it makes my run 2. So my slope ends up being -3 over 2. The second thing we need to take a look at is where does my line pass the y-axis? Wherever this is what I will get for a y-intercept. We talked about that a little bit in our whole class discussion. And in this case, it crosses right there at 3, meaning that my y-intercept is 3. Last, I need to put it into our y equals mx plus b form. Okay, if we go over to here, we go y equals m is our slope, and we got -3 over 2 x, and then plus 3, that's our y-intercept going in for b. And we're done. We've now taken a graph and found the equation for it. Okay, now this is where it switches over to your notes. Okay, the first thing we want to do is you want to identify your slope, and you should write that in below your graph there where you can on your guided notes. Okay, we start left to right and we go up 1, 2, 3, meaning that my run of my graph is 3. And then I go over here and go 1, 2, meaning that my run is 2. It means my slope is 3/2 or 3 over 2. For a y-intercept, we want to again look at where it crosses. Okay, so where does the line actually cross the y-axis at? And in this case here, it is at 3. Okay, then we put it again into our y equals mx plus b form. And we get y equals, for m, I type in my slope, which is 3 over 2x. And then now, okay, I've made a mistake. I hope you caught it, okay? My linear line is not at -3, or I'm sorry, is not at 3. It's actually down below here at -3. Okay, that can be an important detail. Now, when I plug this into my equation, I don't want to put plus -3. Okay, this negative actually trumps the positive, and this just becomes -3 here. Okay, so now, once again, that is our equation in slope-intercept form that we got from the graph. Okay, and the last one, we're going to do the same routine a third time. Okay, we're just kind of a lot of repetition here. Okay, we look at our slope. We've got our y-intercept we need to find. And then we're going to have to put it in an equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, first is my slope. We start left to right. We move up 1, 2, 3. So I've got a slope of 3. And we go over 1. So I have a run of 1, which means my slope is just going to be 3. My y-intercept in this case, okay, where does it cross the y-axis again? It crosses at 1, which means my y-intercept is 1. And when I go to plug it into my equation, y equals mx plus b, I would go y equals, with a slope of 3, 3x, and then my y-intercept plus 1. Okay, so this is the second notes. Once you have those both filled out, you are good to move on. If this was the first video that you watched, you need to go watch video lesson 1A before you can move on. If this was the second one, now you are going to go ahead, head back to the room, and you need to start, or if you're in the room, you don't need to leave, obviously, but you can go ahead and start the Edulastic. And remember, the instructions are all on Canvas for the links to that. You need to get an 80% in order to move on. Okay, thank you.